First round picks bring a lot of hype, but who got that grade A performance?
Do I think that Micah Parsons could win 4 or 5 defensive players, how do you say it, player of the years?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
DPOY.
Yeah, I believe he could get to 5.
School isn't out for summer just yet. NFL report card season is now in session. We present our final grades for every first round pick from the 2021 NFL Draft. Number 32, Joe TRYON-SHOYINKA, C+. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2021 draft class didn't yield a whole lot, but they did find a quality contributor in this defensive end. With a loaded front seven, he saw limited playing time. He only played 49% of the Bucs' defensive snaps. Nonetheless, he had 4 sacks and 3 passes defended. You can expect the Washington product to get far more playing time as the Bucs prepare to say goodbye to several key defensive starters this offseason. Number 31, Odafe A. The Baltimore Ravens struck gold with the selection they obtained from the Kansas City Chiefs in the Orlando Brown Jr. trade. Away was one of the few bright spots on Baltimore's injury-ravaged defense, totaling 5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Away saved the Ravens in Week 2 against the Chiefs by forcing and recovering a fumble in Baltimore territory with 1:20 left. And I think he's just getting started. Number 30, Gregory ROUSSEAU, B. The Buffalo Bills prioritized the defensive line in the draft, and the selection of ROUSSEAU mostly paid off. ROUSSEAU had 4 sacks, 4 passes defended, 1 interception, and 8 tackles for a loss. His efforts helped Buffalo field the NFL's #1 defense in the regular season. He'll be a big part of the franchise going forward. Number 29, Eric Stokes, B. The Green Bay Packers secondary remained a force, even though All-Pro corner Jaire Alexander only played 4 games. This was largely thanks to the efforts of Stokes, who provided stellar coverage in Joe Barry's defense. Stokes racked up 14 passes defended and allowed a completion percentage of just 49.5 when targeted, according to Pro Football Reference. Stokes and Alexander should be a fun cornerback duo to watch from years to come. Number 28, Peyton Turner, C+. The New Orleans Saints were widely panned for this selection, but there's a reason why GM Mickey Loomis is one of the best in the business. Injuries limited Turner to just 5 games, but his playmaking abilities were evident whenever he was on the field. The Houston product had 1 sack and 3 QB hits in those 5 appearances. Expect bigger and better things from Turner in 2022. Number 27, Rashod Bateman, C+. Bateman missed 5 games, as did star QB Lamar Jackson. We didn't get to see a whole lot of this brand new QB wide receiver duo, but Bateman made some big plays when he was on the field. He racked up 46 receptions for 515 yards and a touchdown, with 3 games of 80-plus receiving yards. We can't wait to see a full year of Bateman and Jackson together. Number 26, Greg Newsome, A. In 12 games for the Cleveland Browns, Newsome racked up 9 passes defended and 37 tackles. Per Pro Football Reference, he yielded just 1 touchdown pass while in coverage. And like most promising young quarterbacks in today's NFL, Newsome will only get better from here. Number 25, Travis Etienne, I for incomplete. The Jacksonville Jaguars' new prized running back unfortunately suffered a Liz Frank injury that kept him sidelined for his entire rookie year. Needless to say, Trevor Lawrence certainly could have used his beloved Clemson teammate in what was a dreadful first year. Here's hoping Etienne is fully healthy for the 2022 season. He and James Robinson would be a heck of a backfield duo. Number 24, Najee Harris, A. We rarely like the idea of drafting a running back in the first round, but Najee Harris made it worth the Steelers' while. The Alabama star became the main focal point in Pittsburgh's offense, rushing for 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns, to go along with 74 receptions for 467 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. With the passing game struggling all season long, Harris embraced the massive workload and led Pittsburgh to an unlikely playoff appearance. Number 23, Christian Darrisaw, B-. Rick Spielman's final draft as the Minnesota Vikings GM left a lot to be desired, but he had at least found a quality piece in Darrisaw. The Virginia Tech sensation was one of the few positives on the Vikings' inconsistent O-line. He recorded the solid grade of 71.9 over at Pro Football Focus, allowing just 5 sacks in 652 offensive snaps. That's very solid production from a rookie offensive tackle. Number 22, Caleb Farley, I. Farley was limited to 3 games in his rookie year for the Tennessee Titans. A torn ACL in Week 6 abruptly ended his season. Cornerback was a position of need, and Farley could have made a difference in the Titans' postseason loss to the Bengals. We still like his chances of becoming a star, but we didn't see enough to warrant anything other than an incomplete grade here. Number 21, Kwity Paye, C. Paye had a decent first season with the Indianapolis Colts, but most of us certainly expected better. Sure, he had 4 sacks, 10 QB hits, and 1 forced fumble, but Paye was supposed to be a consistent game wrecker rather than an occasional playmaker. His grade at PFF was 69.6, which isn't terrible by any means, but it also indicates that he was a very replaceable player. Number 20, KADARIUS Toney, C. Toney saw limited action in 10 games, appearing in just 46% of the Giants' offensive snaps throughout the season, even in a minor role. He caught 39 passes for 420 yards. If Brian DeBoll and company can find ways to unlock Daniel Jones, Toney could be in for a monster sophomore season. Number 19, Jamin Davis, D-. Davis played barely more than 50% of Washington's defensive snaps, 56 to be exact. He had just 1 sack and 76 combined tackles. PFF graded him at 46.8 on the year, meaning he was basically doing more harm than good on the field. Hopefully there's better things ahead. Number 18, Jaelan Phillips, A+. Phillips more than lived up to the hype in year 1 for the Miami Dolphins. He was a game wrecker across the field, posting 8.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and 16 quarterback hits, to go along with 10 hurries and 26 QB pressures. Not half bad for a rookie who wasn't even a top 15 selection. Number 17, Alex Leatherwood, C-. Once again, the Las Vegas Raiders left us scratching our heads by going off the board with this pick. Leatherwood was a bit of a mixed bag in year 1. Pro Football Focus graded him at 45.0 and credited him with allowing 8 sacks. On top of that, he took a whopping 14 penalties, so why not an F? To Leatherwood's credit, he played much better after moving to the guard position, so hold your horses labeling him as a bust. Number 16, ZAVEN Collins, C. Having drafted Isaiah Simmons with their 2020 first rounder, it was a bit baffling to see Arizona go with another linebacker here. At any rate, Collins was a decent playmaker for the Cardinals, even though he only played 20% of the team's snaps. Collins was solid in coverage and had 3 passes defended. PFF graded him at 69.3, which isn't too bad given the very little playing time he saw. Number 15, Mac Jones, A. It's still a mystery how the Patriots were able to land a franchise quarterback without even having to trade up. Sure enough, Jones and Bill Belichick made the league pay. Jones had literally one of the best rookie QB seasons ever. Following an uneasy 2-4 start to the season, Jones rallied New England to victories in 8 of their final 11 games to clinch a wild card spot. He completed 67.6% of his passes for 3,801 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 13 picks. Jones went toe-to-toe with top QBs like Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. This was only year 1. The Patriots have their successor to TB12, and it didn't take them long to find him. Number 14, Alijah VERA-TUCKER, B. The Jets traded up in a deal with the Vikings to land the stud guard out of the USC. So far, so good. VERA-TUCKER was very good in his first NFL season, though PFF graded him at just 66.8 on the year. They counted only 2 sacks allowed on the 1,027 offensive snaps. That's elite level production, especially for a rookie, and on the Jets of all teams. New York hit the jackpot here. Number 13, Rashawn Slater, A+. Protecting Justin Herbert's blind side, Slater was more than happy to accept the challenge. Slater was one of the game's elite offensive tackles in 2021. He earned a well-deserved Pro Bowl selection, having landed a PFF grade of 83.6. Slater allowed just 4 sacks in 1,116 offensive snaps. Again, that's incredible for a first-year offensive lineman. Number 12, Micah Parsons, A++. You know you had a good rookie year when you were also in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. All Parsons did was explode for 13 sacks, as well as 3 passes defended and a trio of forced fumbles, en route to Pro Bowl, All-Pro, and Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Parsons was instrumental in helping the Cowboys' defense bounce back after a dismal 2020 season. His efforts led Dallas to 12 wins and an NFC East crown. Number 11, Justin Fields, D. We aren't calling Fields a bust. His offensive line was atrocious. Matt Nagy wasn't suited to call plays for him, and the supporting cast was lackluster at best. Fields has all the tools to be a star in the league, but make no mistake, his rookie year was a massive disappointment. Chicago lost 8 of 10 games he started, and Fields completed less than 60% of his passes for 7 touchdowns and 10 picks. Most of his damage was done as a runner, as Fields posted 420 rushing yards and 2 rushing scores. The Bears are going to need a lot better from him in 2022. Number 10, DeVonta Smith, A+. Smith was the final wideout taken among the big 3 receiver prospects in the 2020 draft. But let me tell you, the Eagles are not complaining about getting stuck with him. The 2020 Heisman Trophy winner looked nothing like a rookie in year one. He posted 64 receptions for 916 yards and 5 touchdowns, helping Philly make a surprise return to the postseason. Philly's been lacking that star receiver for years. With Smith, it looks like they finally got one. Number 9, Patrick Surtain, A+. Cornerback wasn't a position of need for the Denver Broncos, but who cares? He was a bona fide star in year one as a rookie. He was a ball hawk with 4 picks and 14 passes defended. And in coverage, he only allowed 51% of passes in his direction to get completed, per Pro Football Reference. Furthermore, opposing QBs had an awful 61.3 passer rating when they targeted him. Don't be surprised if Surtain Island becomes a thing. Number 8, J.C. Horn, I. Like Farley, Horn was a highly touted corner who could have made an immediate impact for his new team. Unfortunately, Horn was limited to 3 games as a rookie because of a fractured foot. We can only hope he's healthy and 100% in year 2. The Carolina Panthers defense needs him. Number 7, PENEI Sewell, B-. Sewell got better as the season went on for the Detroit Lions. In short, Dan Campbell and company have a long-term franchise building block in place. Sewell was a mainstay on the Lions O-line, earning a very nice 77.0 grade from PFF. He allowed 5 sacks on 1,039 snaps, which are fantastic numbers for a rookie. Number 6, Jalen Waddle, A+. Waddle, an old Alabama friend, Tua Tagovailoa, picked up right where they left off after reuniting in South Beach. Waddle led Miami with 104 receptions, which is a single-season rookie record. He also had 1,015 yards and 6 touchdowns. Looks like Miami has their new franchise wideout. Number 5, Jamar Chase, A++. All Chase did was rack up 1,455 receiving yards, breaking the rookie single-season record that old LSU teammate Justin Jefferson set 1 year earlier. His 81 catches and 13 touchdowns were not too shabby either. Some questioned the pick when it was made, but Chase was arguably the best pick of the entire first round. Number 4, Kyle Pitts, A+. The Florida Gators sensation came just as advertised. Pitts was a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. The new Atlanta Falcons superstar finished with 68 catches for 1,026 yards and a touchdown, earning a Pro Bowl selection in year 1. Number 3, Trey Lance, I. Jimmy Garoppolo performed just fine and led the San Francisco 49ers to the NFC Championship game. It's no wonder that Kyle Shanahan didn't want to rush Lance in his rookie year. Lance went 1-1 as the 49ers starter and had 7 touchdowns against 2 picks. He showed plenty of promise with his dynamic dual-threat style of play, but we simply didn't see enough to give him a fair trade. We'll likely get a better idea of what Lance can do in 2022. Number 2, Zach Wilson, D. Growing pains were expected for Wilson, but this was worse than imagined. In 13 games, the BYU product only completed 55.6% of his passes for 2,334 yards and 9 touchdowns against 11 picks. Wilson didn't have a single 300-yard game, and he was held to under 200 passing yards in 7 contests. More experience and a better set of playmakers should help Wilson take the next step in year 2. If it doesn't happen, Jets fans may want to hit the panic button. Number 1, Trevor Lawrence, C-. From Urban Meyer to the terrible supporting cast around him, Trevor Lawrence didn't have much going for him in his rookie season, and it showed. But come on now, even Peyton Manning and John Elway had awful rookie years. Lawrence still had some nice moments, including a stunning Week 18 win at home over the Colts to end their playoff hopes. He had 12 touchdowns against 17 picks. The good news is he should only get better in year 2. Don't give up on him just yet. What do you think was the best rookie of the 2021 NFL draft class? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, we're on everything. Go subscribe, go follow. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes 1 click down below and subscribe to TPS. We post videos every day. Every day's a new video. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
On my knee.